Oh, hello, this is Tak Chung from Walk with Tak. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to write me at walkwithtak@gmail.com if you have any questions regarding to this video or any other videos that I have posted in the past. If you have any videos that you would like me to make, please let me know. I'm looking forward to hearing from you. When I was growing up in Hong Kong, rice noodle is an important part of my daily diet. Because rice noodle often is part of my breakfast, and I really enjoy rice noodles. Now, as an adult, I would take every opportunity if I can find rice noodles. And now I actually start cooking rice noodles on a regular basis. Now, rice noodle originated from certain part of China. The legend is that about 2,000 years ago, when China was first unified by its first emperor, he sent his emissary to the south to take over control of the country. And when the emissary arrived in the south, he realized that they do not have noodles. Because in the north, wheat is available to make noodles, but not in the south. So he asked the people in the south to create a noodles that are used rice. And this is where rice noodle come from. Now today, rice noodle is very popular in the southern part of China, as well as in its neighboring countries such as Vietnam, Cambodia, Laos, and Thailand. And one of the rice noodle dish that most people are familiar that come from Thai restaurant is a dish known as pad thai. It is a dish which is very similar to lo mein, but instead of using wheat noodles, it is made with rice noodles. However, another form of rice noodle has become very popular in many parts of the United States is rice noodle soup. Rice noodle soup is also known as pho. It's very much a Vietnamese tradition. In Vietnam, they eat pho almost every meal from breakfast, lunch to dinner. And I love pho as well. So I have become increasingly cooking more and more rice noodles. Rice noodles comes in many different forms. First of all, there are rice noodles that are thin and some are thick. Here's probably one of the most common form of rice noodles that are thin and round. However, there are some rice noodles that are thicker, as well as some rice noodles that are actually flat. The chow mein dish that I'm going to cook in this video using the rice noodles are a type of rice noodles that are relatively thin and as well as round. Now you can buy rice noodles from many different places, particularly in Asian grocery stores. And in there, you can find many different brands of the same kind of rice noodles. And the price vary, but as a whole, they're inexpensive, much cheaper than if you would buy online. Preparing rice noodles is very similar as you would prepare, say, spaghetti pasta noodles. All you have to do is to boil them. And the boiling rice noodles take very little time. In fact, you have to be very careful not to overcook them. Usually, rice noodles depend on the thickness. Like the one that are thin, like this one, it takes literally only about 2 or 3 minutes, and it will be ready. And I usually try not to boil the rice noodle too much, because I want it to stay al dente. Actually, that makes the rice noodle taste better. And quite often, you probably will cook the rice a little bit more. For example, when you cook a lo mein, or when you use the rice noodles to make a rice noodle soup. As you notice, I cook my rice noodles in my Cuisinart 14-inch stainless steel wok. Now the wok turned out to be excellent for boiling noodles because the wok has a large openings and make it easier for you to manipulate the noodles. And on top of that, because of the large opening, it is less likely for the water to boil over. And the stainless steel wok is perfect for boiling noodles because you don't have to worry about that the wok might become rusted, as in the case of a carbon steel wok. And I find the best way to stop the noodle from cooking is to transfer it directly in a large colander of water. This is my precious colander because it is so huge and can accommodate all the noodles. And then I use this, basically it's like a spider strainer, and to pick up any remaining noodles in the wok. It's really useful. It's much better than pouring them into a sink. And then I portion the noodles into plastic containers. As you notice that I push the noodles into one side, so I can put like 2 different portions of noodles in there. So when I cook them, I can take whatever portion that I need. Now, it does not always work, but it works really quite well most of the time. And the storage for the noodles actually in terms of shelf life is not bad at all. They usually last up to about maybe a week to 10 days in the refrigerator. Now, you notice that I store them in little portions like this because I usually use them for breakfast to make a noodle soup, just like the pho in the Vietnamese type of noodle soup. And I love that noodle soup. It's something that I can eat every single day and never get tired of it. And in the future, I will show you some video how I make this rice noodle soup. And it is really flexible, and you can use it for almost different type of food ingredients to go with it. So next, I'm going to show you how to make a stir-fried rice noodle dish. Now, in this case, I'm using this wok, which is frequently known as a hybrid wok, because it contains both stainless steel as well as a non-stick coating. Now, I'm not particularly fond of this wok, but I use them from time to time. Just have a different varieties, just like my wife said. You know, the woks like you is like clothes. You know, you like to wear different clothes. And in this case, you just like to use different wok. So the first thing I'm going to do is that I'm going to fry some egg. This dish is basically a rice noodle egg chow mein. A very simple and easy to make. You can have this ready in only a few minutes. So I scramble the egg, and then the next step is that I'm going to add the noodles to the wok. Now, in this case, you probably notice that I'm struggling and try to get the noodles out from the plastic container. The reason is that I want to use only half of it. And the way how I set up, I should be able to pick it right out. But apparently, this noodles has been in the refrigerator for a while. Everything got stuck together. Nevertheless, I probably should use a knife and just cut it at the portion that I want. But in this case, I was not smart enough or would not think fast enough. And so I tried to tear it off rather than maybe use a pair of knives to cut it off. But nevertheless, it does work. Now, in cooking this dish, what I try to do is that once the egg is cooked, I actually turn off the heat. This is kind of a combination of lo mein and chow mein. As you notice that I now use a pair of long-handled tongs to mix the noodles with the egg. At this point, all I try to do is to mix the noodles with the egg. So I switch to my wok spatula, and that's make it easier for me to mix everything together. And then I turn on the heat just a little bit and to a lower setting to finish cooking the dish. Now, there's many ways you can season the dish. Like I said, it's very simple, and it can provide you an enormous amount of flexibility. In this case, I'm going to use a combination of oyster sauce and hoisin sauce. Again, these are two of the sauces that I rely on a great deal. And next, I add soy sauce to achieve the saltiness that I'm looking for. Again, the combination of these three different sauces will actually provide tremendous flexibility to achieve different type of flavor that you are looking for. And with some practice, you know how much you want to add, and you always can do taste testing to decide exactly. And the final step is to add some chopped scallions, and that really gives the freshness to this dish. Now this, to me, is an excellent breakfast type of dish, which I really enjoy. Occasionally, I will also cook it for a snack in the evening. It is simple, and it takes only about several minutes to cook. It is much better than settle for, in my mind, for potato chips or something like that. And this is very healthy. And of course, because it's rice noodle, it is gluten-free. And for those people who do not like to have gluten in their diet, this would be an excellent alternative to choose from. Home cooking is all about diversity, and the more different type of dishes that you can create, more interesting your home cooking will be, and more likely that you want to cook. And with this rice noodle, you can use it for many different type of dishes. You will be surprised how many different variations that you can create using these rice noodles. As I have mentioned before, it has a very unique and unusual characteristics in terms of texture when compared to weak noodles. So if you have never tried before, you should give this dish a try. I think you'll be surprised how much you're going to enjoy this. Okay, I post a video each day to help you to make home cooking as part of your daily routine using my fast cooking system. If you'd like to learn more about my fast cooking system that will help you to make your home cooking practical, efficient, creative, and fun, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. So keep on cooking. I will see you tomorrow.